Hello, welcome to Harpy Stitch. I'm Amy and this is my corner of the internet all about cross stitch. If you are new, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I hope you enjoy what I have to share with you today. First off, I want to thank Jade, the 310 Stitcher, for shouting me out. I know a couple of you who are new and have pushed me over 300 came from her, so thank you, Jade, and everybody who came to check out my channel. It is officially summer. Friday was my last day of school. I blared Alice Cooper's "School's Out for the Summer" in the last 5 minutes of class so that it finished up right before the bell rang. They're like, "Why are you playing it so loud?" I was like, "It's metal. You have to play it loud." But I am, I don't know if I'm excited for this summer. I'm glad it's summer. I'm not going to get the mental rest I normally do. I have to work on my science portfolio for my science licensure, which is going to be a ton of work. I might need an extension, but I'm going to try to treat it like an 8-hour day job thing, with a few exceptions like doctor's appointments, etc., and frogwarts. All right, so let's see. Last day of school subs, and in honor of my 305 subscribers plus my third Flosstiversary, I will be doing a giveaway at this end of the rewind. Try that again. I will be doing a giveaway at the end of this video. Actually, 3 different giveaways. I will draw for them on June 29th when I do my mid-year whip parade, which I will put up on July 7th, which is my Flosstiversary. Sorry, my cat just jumped up on the kitchen counter and I'm trying to keep an eye on him. Swimmer. Hopefully, come here, buddy. Come here. Can you come here instead of getting into trouble in the kitchen? He's gotten in the habit of knocking off plastic glasses if he doesn't think he has a treat. All right, so I mentioned my licensure portfolio. That's what I will be doing majority of the summer. I am going to take my first week starting tomorrow because I just got done at Michael's to just relax. I've got a few doctor's appointment kind of things going on, but I'm not doing any of my portfolio. I'm going to take a little mental break and focus on stitching and probably cleaning my house a little bit. There's a few other kind of phone calls I have to make. I have to deal with some stuff for my student loans. And there's some plans that are coming up that I'm going to have to try to sort out, getting some supplies for. We'll talk about that later. Let's see, what are the other big updates? I have my frogwarts should be here hopefully at the end of the month of June. So hopefully there will be an unboxing and hopefully there's some cool stuff in there. It is the last year of the online retreat of frogwarts. They are planning a in-person retreat next year. An in-person, not a in-person. My English teacher brain goes on vacation sometimes. Let's see, anything else? That's mostly my life update. Well, my cat just knocked something off of the counter in the bathroom. Oh well, it didn't sound like it was something that broke, so we're just gonna keep going. He wants some fresh ice water to drink out of, and I don't have any at the moment. And he just had his 11sies drop because he gets fed 4 small meals a day. And one of them's at 11 o'clock. So Mr. Hobbit over there gets fed 4 times a day. So the next 2 things I want to talk about are a little less fun, and they are not my life updates. But I mentioned it briefly last week, or last Flosstube, and I'm going to mention it again. Stitchy Witch 42, Audrey, her cancer has come back, so send her well wishes, prayers, thoughts, hopes, whatever it is you do to help people out. She is handling it with humor and just her characteristic attitude of trying to keep her spirits up, making jokes. She's stitching. She does papercraft as well, so she's found a way to combine those 2 crafts. So she's now a multimedia artist. So if you haven't checked out her channel, recommend you do. She's pretty open about her cancer journey. So if that's heavy for you, maybe not your scene right now, but she is an awesome stitcher and really funny. So give her some good wishes either at her channel or on Instagram, and feel free to check out her channel. Sorry, there we go. I am trying to sit up nice and straight. All right. The other news comes from the Crossstitch Society. This is the group that runs Fandom Stitching Central. Sarah Kay, who is what they call their understudy this year, who's like number 2 in the group to organize all the events, lost her husband unexpectedly 2 weeks ago. She has 2 boys, 13 and 9, and they have set up a meal train for her, which I will link below in the description. This is where you can buy like gift cards for like DoorDash or different restaurants or stuff so that they don't have to worry about cooking. She is a pediatric nurse who deals with kids that have never left the hospital. And so now she is a single mom, 1 income since her husband passed away. So if you can support her by donating some to the meal train, please do. Share it on your Flosstubes, on your socials. I did ask if there is a Venmo, but I didn't ask permission to give that out. So if you know her personally, you might want to try that method, because there will be other bills besides food to come up. So that's all the life stuff. Now we're going to get into the stitching. So first thing I have for you is an FFN. I don't know if I made that up, but it's an FFN, Finish for Now. I was doing the Lola Crow Stitch Along. This was my belated birthday start since it didn't come out till 4 days before or 4 days after my birthday. But I finished it yesterday. So I had 79 stitches in the back stitch left yesterday morning when I woke up. I did not count the back stitch. Usually I do, and I just could not be bothered this time around. So I started it April 24th. It is 32 count Belfast linen by Picture This Plus. The color is feldspar. And I'm so excited. There are 32 colors. I'm doing it 2/1. I did export my progress from Pattern Keeper so that on Friday the 5th, when the next, let me back it up a little bit. The next, I don't know why I'm leaning over. I deliberately leave a space. When the next part comes out, I can hopefully import it fairly easily. Ooh, I wonder how that's... So, I've never imported anything from to Pattern Keeper before. I had to do the... what did they call it? The classic import. I can't remember what it's called, but it's not the new way they import because of the way the charts are done. I had to do it a different way. So I had to do it the old school way. So I'm assuming I import the pattern that way, and then I import my progress after that, once I get the pattern set up. So I'm hoping that's what I do. If that's wrong, please let me know. So yes, very excited that I got finished. I might actually keep up with the Sal this time around. Never kept up with a Sal in my life, but we'll see. Next was Wisdom Stocking. So I'm on to whips now. Next is Wisdom Stocking. I was doing this for my Spring Awakening, in addition to my weeklies, and I got 14 out of 16 days. I was supposed to do it Saturday and today, and Friday night, I was like, I've done this for 14 days. I am so kind of done. And I've gotten like probably 2,000 stitches on it this month. So I need to do like 161 stitches a day to finish it up by my daughter's 30th birthday, so that it'll be ready for her 30th Christmas. But I couldn't bring myself to do it anymore this month. It's a beautiful design, but I'm doing it 2/1 on 25 count, and it's Lugana, and the stitches are tight as heck. But it's looking really good. I know that the stitches are not as perfectly even as some people like, but I found that when you wash it, since this isn't hand dyed, fabric, I'll wash it and then everything kind of fluffs up and evens out, so I'm not too worried about it. I started this on August 11th, 2021, so this is my oldest whip. That's another reason to get it off my thing. The beak was almost non-existent. I got his eye done. I got a page finish. I zeroed out 2 colors. I started working up here towards the top of the design. There are 86 colors. It's 2/1, makes the stitches really tight. I can't leave ninja stitches or confetti in the middle because if I do, I can't get back in it. I have now stitched 21,662 stitches. I'm at 15.86%. And I'll zoom in real quick. He was looking kind of funky until I got his eye all the way in, and I think it just kind of brings him to life. Check out the detail. I was like worried about it when I saw but this is the diadem, so his eye is a jewel, not an actual eye. So I think that's why it looks that way. But I've got the raven's eyeball and the whole beak done. So he is looking good. I'm gonna have to take a little bit of break from him though, because yeah, I need to work on him at least once a week. I think I might start doing Wisdom Wednesdays and work on him every Wednesday. But yeah, let's check out his eye. Ooh. So he's looking good. I got a really good amount of progress on him, and I'm really pleased with it. I can't believe I used to be a monogamous stitcher because I could never do that now. I would get so bored. All right. In honor of Stitching with Charlie's birthday, I joined her Well Hello There Sal. Well Hello There Sal. There we go. I decided to work on my What Lies Beneath. It doesn't have a whale, but it is nautically themed. Let me pull up a... Should have had this ready to go. Where is it? There it is. The mock-up. So this is done by Charting Creations. It is Dakota Detweiler is the artist, and that's what it will look like when it is done. I didn't do a ton on it. I just worked on it for one day. I really wanted to participate, but I had all my weekly challenges and everything, so I did use this to make, to do one of them. I think my cat stepped on the thing. I'm still all in the sky in the left-hand corner in the blues. I started this May 20th, 2025. I am at now 0.52% with 2,980 stitches in it. There's 108 colors. This is on 32 count linen. I'm doing 1/1. I filled in a lot of this blue up here and worked in a little bit here. I am getting close to where the trees are going to be, so I'll actually get a different color in there shortly, hopefully. You know, it's only 578,000 stitches, you know, not a big deal. So it's just a massive blue, although these are some of the swirly cloud kind of looking things here. So the colors just, oh my God, they just pop. All those blues. I don't even mind all the blues so much because they look so pretty together. But yeah. So I just got about 200 stitches into this, maybe a little bit more. And it's going to take a long time to get to any of the interesting stuff, but it's okay. I actually usually did center starts, but I don't like what happens because I finish my X's over in the top left. So when I move up this way, they get that weird pull. So I thought because that's the way I do my X's, if I started in the top left corner and worked down and worked out this way, I would have less of that weird pull when you go up and left since I finished my stitches in the top corner. But they are super teeny tiny. Look at how tiny they are. But yeah, nice big piece of fabric. And so there was a little progress on that. The other thing, this was one of my Whip Go pieces that I used this month for, so I got, and for my yearly, my 26 for 2026. So I finished my 2026 stitches on Deadly Aquarium by Lola Crow. I started this on my birthday in 2024. This is on 32 count Sequoia by Atomic Ranch, 31 colors and 2/1. So from the previous time, I got the water line all the way across. I've got this Man of War in. I've not done all the back stitching. I was trying to go exhibit by exhibit, but I didn't want to do, I wasn't feeling the back stitch for this little dude. So I skipped ahead and went to the coral and got these little jellyfish in. Zabaracuda is in there now. And then I moved over here because I still didn't want to do back stitch. I wasn't feeling it. And I started working on the little octopus. So, I love it. It is so cool. And I got 2026 stitches in that already for the year. And yeah. No, don't go dark on me, camera. I don't need you to do that. So, yes. I think I'm still loving it on this Sequoia. I know Sequoia is wood, but this reminds me of a tide pool, as I've said before. And I actually think this little octopus is super cute. I don't know why I think he's cute, because I think he's called a vampire octopus, but I just think he's adorable. So that was that one. So I did all my weekly stitches, and I didn't want to do the wisdom anymore. I wanted to finish the Lola Crow Museum After Midnight, which I did yesterday. It took me most of the day between work and everything that I had to do to get it all done and ready for Friday. And then I was like, you know what? I want to stitch what I want to stitch. Excuse me. So I was like, I went and I literally, well, I did two things yesterday that took me too long. I worked, and then I was going through my entire collection of stitching magazines to find a couple of patterns. I have two coworkers that are having babies, and I had to find the right patterns for their baby gifts. And then I finally was like, okay, I'm ready to stitch now. I was into wanting to plan, and I prepped my Skeletor Live Life Love, put it in my skull project bag that I got, pulled out the colors that I had for it, put the patterns in the bag. Not going to start that yet because I have baby gifts to make. And then I was like, okay, let's see what I want to pick, what I want to stitch on, because I don't feel like stitching what I've been told. So I pulled out all my patterns, and I went through. I was like, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? And I did look for some that maybe were on my monthly challenges. So I pulled out Frogwarts and Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. And I'm probably going to work on Frogwarts later today because the pre-retreat test chat is going to be on Friday from 7 to 11. I'm really close to being done with year one. I had all these ambitious goals of having all the other years finished so it would be finished. And yeah, no, that didn't happen. I had 2 college classes, a full-time job, and a part-time job. That did not happen. But that's all right. What is it? This is the place where goals are made up and points don't really matter. Yeah, something like that. But I did get some good progress on Frogwarts with some of my prompts. For year one, I'm almost done with it. So I think probably after I finish up what I want to do on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, I will move on to Frogwarts. But tomorrow starts a new month, new weeklies, so I will probably be working on that stuff. But I did pull out Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow last night, and I got to work on it a little bit more, and I will work on it some more, because this is kind of what I was feeling working on. So this is by Carriage House Samplings. I started this on May 26th of last year for my year of 50 starts. It is on 40 count Inca by Fox and Rabbit, and I'm going to open it up so you can see the pretty fabric, because I'm in love with this fabric. It's so buttery and beautiful. So what I did yesterday and a little bit this morning is I crossed over. This is all the way to the other corner for the border. And I added in these little ghosty guys so far. I'm going to try to finish up this ghost and get in the words here, and maybe there's a spider and a bat. I did put in the snake's little tongue, and then I might do the back stitch in the building to give, or the church. I think it's a church. Yeah, it's got to be a church because that's a graveyard. And I know the difference between a graveyard and a cemetery now. Graveyard is attached to a church. A cemetery is not. I think I've learned that from another Flosstuber, actually. But I think it's looking really good. And I would say stitch-wise, I'm probably over halfway done with this block. And this has not been called for whip go yet. So, these are bonus stitches, and I'm not going to count them for towards my 2026 stitches. I don't think so. Maybe I will. I'll have to look and see where I am on that. But the nice thing is that even if I finish those, I can still use them for off-Broadway options if I want to get more progress on them and they fit a prompt. So, that is my stitching for the last 2 weeks. Normally during the summer, I try to do more because I have more time to stitch. So last summer I did every week. I'm not going to do that this summer for my Flosstube because I have to do my portfolio for my Earth Science teaching licensure. So I'm still going to just do every 2 weeks. That's my plans for filming. Exception to that will be the unboxing video, and my whip parade will be different because I'm going to actually have to take time to edit that. Maybe I can get my husband to help a little bit. But all right, so plans for stitching stuff. I'm sorry, I should have unzipped these. Be prepared, ready, set, go. All right, my whip go calls this month were the Supernatural Cell, which I put on a very narrow fabric, and this is where I am at with it. I put purple etoile. There's my unicorn. So this is what is also on my 26 for 2026. So I will work on this and put at least 2026 stitches in it during this month. And it will be used for all my weeklies. This and my other whip go will be used for all my weeklies. So, and then one day when I finish this, I'm planning on getting some more vintage country mocha in the same count size, and do cryptids as well. But that is one of the things I'll be working on. You might be wondering, why haven't you done any of the creatures? Because I'm still trying to figure out what colors I want to use. Although maybe I will do some animals or something this time. I do know I'm replacing the ghost, I think, with the hellhound that somebody charted. And my angel will be a weeping angel from Doctor Who, not a La Angel. My other whip go for this month, excuse me again, I have to keep bag zipped or the cat gets in them and steals the thread or the needles. So, is 100 hungry, not 100 hungry owls, I'm thinking 100 hungry hippos from when I was a kid. It's 100 Owls by Owl Forest Embroidery, and I cannot remember the name of the fabric right now, but that is where I am starting out. Ooh, where's my needle? Oh, I think I stole it to work on another project. So I will have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure I just pulled it out and stuck it in another project because I do that sometimes. Let's see, do I have it in there? There's no reason it wouldn't be in there. It's just been sitting. Yeah, I swiped it. I swiped it for another project at one point. All right, I'm going to zip this back up so I don't lose anything. So those will be the projects you will see me work on for the next month. The monthlies for fandom seem a little bit less demanding. They're based on color. And you're supposed to learn about LGBTQ. So it's the different colors of the rainbow, and then there's some LGBTQ history. Sadly, they didn't pick Hedwig and the Angry Inch for one of the musicals this month. That would have been perfect for Pride Month. But c'est la vie. So all the monthlies are just based on colors, the colors of the rainbow. So I will look into that a little later. They just posted it while I was at work, so I'll have to go through and figure out what I could possibly use. Ooh, I could get some more work on what lies beneath. All right. Then I've mentioned before the benevolent sale that I'm hosting for the 250th anniversary. I'm not normally a patriotic stitcher, but when I saw this at market, I was like, that's something patriotic I can stitch. I decided I'm going to start it early, because if I started on July 4th, I've got Frogwarts the very next weekend. And once June 30th gets here, I'll be trying to stitch the new year of Frogwarts as fast as I can, so that I can finish in time. In time for the retreat, because I'm still going to do that. Sorry, my streak of white hair is distracting me. It's gotten so much whiter than it was at the beginning of the school year. So just in case you don't know this sal, or this pattern, I need to make my working copy because I did not get the digital. I ordered this from 123 Stitch along with all the stuff. This is it. And I will read it here in a second. It says, all people have value, beliefs are personal, rights are universal. Peace begins with a smile. There is beauty and strength in diversity. The strength of community lies within the unity of its neighbors. Of a community lies within the unity of its neighbors. Freedom exists only if it applies to everyone. The world is full of friends who we have yet to meet. Our differences make us beautiful. Choose to be curious, not judgmental. We can all strive to be better human beings. Kindness is free. Love will always win. And I think if I had also found one that said party like it's 1776, I might have bought that too, because Boston Tea Party kind of stuff. All right, so if you would like to join, please do. It's not a huge pattern. Excuse me, I haven't actually looked at the dimensions. But it's all words. It's not full coverage. And I've got to make a working copy yet. Let's see. Yeah, there's not even any numbers on the... There's not even any numbers. Where is my... Oh, there it is. This I can show you. So it is only 252 by 100, and it's not full coverage. It's called the Banner of Benevolence. They did it on old gold. I did get the Gentle Arts and the old gold fabric. I think this one's much darker than the one they used. It's in the thing, because I think the stars might blend in a bit, but that's okay. So I think I'm going to start this on Thursday. Because I really would like to get it close to being done before I start doing Frogwarts stuff. And since I'm taking this week to just do whatever I want, I should get my weeklies done in like the first couple of days of the week, like Monday and Tuesday. And then I will have choice. I might even start it earlier than the 4th, but it seems if I could start it on the 4th and finish it on the 4th, I think that would be a balance. And right now I have it in a bag, a personalized bag that one of the people in my round robin made for me as a gift for doing the round robin with them. So that was cool. All right. So the reason I was digging through all my patterns yesterday, I have one coworker who's due in November, and another coworker, she and her wife are expecting their first baby. Her wife is carrying it, and it is due this summer. Her wife will stay home for the first part, and then when the second trimester comes, my coworker will stay home with the baby. With Minnesota just enacted Family Leave Act, which is super. They get, even if you have paid vacation, the state kicks in some. So like if you have disability, long-term, it sometimes that stuff is covered under long-term disability or whatever. They still have to pay you, but they can pay you, and the state makes it. I don't remember exactly what it does, but everybody gets some paid leave for babies now, even if work doesn't provide paid leave, is basically what happens. So I was looking for designs to bake for them, and I had in mind for one of them. I've been wanting to make this for somebody for a long time. It is called the Crazy Quilt Teddy Bear, and it is by Margaret J. Cole. It is from Crossstitcher magazine. He's very cute. So it's basically going to be baby's first stuffy. It's from April 2010, the Crossstitcher magazine. I don't know where else you can get this. However, my coworker really likes blues and teals. So I was going to keep the bear brown, but my husband's like, why? So I need to find, excuse me. And now I don't want to do hand-dyed fabric because babies put stuff in their mouth and it needs to be something washable. But if I could find like a very light teal or a very light blue and then do like a darker teal, I would prefer like a tealy color, really pale tealy color. And then I could, make it a slightly darker and then make the outline teal bear instead. And then if these colors go good with the fabric. But I don't want hand dyed because if the baby's going to be chewing on it and stuff. So if you know a good place where I can get just like, it's not hand dyed, that it's safe for a baby to put in their mouth, colored fabric. That's one of the things I'm planning on doing tomorrow, is calling 123 Stitch and seeing if they can give me some guidance. Because it's just Aida. It's just 14 count Aida, which I don't want to use linen or something because I don't think that'll stand up well to baby usage. But I don't think this one will take too long. It'll be, yeah, it's fiberfill, and I would put some fabric in the back so the fiberfill doesn't come through the fabric. But I thought it was really cute, and this person's, I had asked about it, and I always ask first because if, like, I usually do stockings, and if there's a grandma or somebody who wants to do that, I don't want to get in the way of that. So they're like, my mom already does that, but, if you want to make a little gift, that's fine. And I thought this is super cute. And it works for a boy or a girl. Now, the second coworker that I have is one of my younger teachers in the science department, probably same age as my kid or a little older. And they're doing their nursery in butterflies. And I was looking, I found a bunch of beautiful butterflies. But I saw this, and this is from June 2023, The World of Cross Stitching. And it is called Moment of Fun. And this just screamed little kid a nursery. And they are having a baby girl. They like pinks and purples, and they love butterflies. And I thought this was kind of a playful, fun. It says it's supposed to take 70 hours. So this is why I'm not starting Live, Laugh, Love. It's supposed to be on 28 count. I think I might do her skin 1/1. I hope they like dogs. But I thought that's really pretty. And I just realized I could even change the colors of the hot air balloons. And maybe change your dress up so it's more pink and purples. But this is what I'm going to make for the second baby. Which is the one being born in the summer. But I just need to make sure it's done before my coworker goes on leave. So that'll be, I've got to find fabric for this. This will be something I start really soon so I can get it done. So that is my upcoming immediate plans. Oh, hair got stuck to my face. Under my glasses, fun. All right, next, I didn't have any haul, but I did have some stitchy kindness. So I'd rather be stitching. Bought something for my D-Stash video. She's won stuff off my channel before. And I had mentioned in my previous video that I got beading needles at Michael's, but they were like hugely long. So she was kind enough to send me this little card. I love the front with the satisfied cat with the feathers sticking out of its mouth. She said that she was meaning to get me some, but she hadn't gotten to the store. So she sent me 3 shorter beading needles so that I don't have to use the super long ones. because I feel they waste so much thread. So thank you, Tamara, so much for sharing that with me, and I'm going to put them up. So I haven't put them in my needle thing because I don't want them to get mixed up with the other needles. Thank you so much for sharing your needles with me. I can't wait to try them out. It'll probably be on my Emerald Mermaid. And if you haven't seen Tamara's channel, she's I'd Rather Be Stitching. She lives in North Carolina. She has some great projects. You should check out her channel too. And I will link all the Flosstubers I mentioned below. So that was my Stitchy Kindness, which I really loved. All right, now for the giveaway. I will draw for this on June 29th. Excuse me. In honor of the fact that I've been doing Flosstube for 3 years and I've hit 300 subscribers, I'm going to give away 3 patterns. Now, they are a bit vintage, or several of them are a bit vintage. So the first is this very old school. I went through a phase where I grabbed every stocking pattern I saw, just in case I had friends that were going to have babies and I needed to make stockings. And I always got a variety. This isn't my style, but you know, different people have different things. So I wanted a variety so that I could just have them on hand to make. So this is by Margaret and Margaret. I got this at Stitchville, USA in their clearance bin. And there is a quote from Dickens on it. We've got a sampler S style. It says, Scrooge became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew. So there's a series of these, and each has a different Dickens quote. So for this one, if you are interested in this vintage looking stocking, sampler S stocking, put Dickens in your comment. Okay, Dickens, the author's name. Oh, and you must be 18. Don't mention giveaway or free or any of that. That'll bring the spammers. You need to be 18 so I can legally ask for your address because I don't want to be a creepy old lady. All right. And then you will need to be willing to share my address. Please be a subscriber. That will really help. And then I've been planning on giving this away for a while. I finished the design. So if you are interested in the ink circles, turtles all the way down, please comment turtles. And I am sadly going to have to restrict this to the US just simply because of postal cost. If I hit 1,000 subscribers, then maybe I'll do a gift card or something like that for 123 Stitch or something. But yes, turtles all the way down. It is a little hard to find the banner. I had to get different fabric because they don't make banners like that anymore. But you just need a long thin strip. It doesn't have to specifically be a banner. So turtles. If you want this one, comment turtles. Final giveaway is I got this because the other thing I obsessively bought in the past was Halloween patterns. Now, I'm not going to have time to stitch this, and I know that I will not get to them. So, I'm going to give it away and pass on the joy. This is Bouville Express. It's got all of these designs in it. It is a Stony Creek pamphlet from 2003. And if you are interested in this booklet, comment boo. Boo. And that is everything for my giveaways, life updates, stitchy stuff. I do have a book recommendation. I am currently reading The Radium Girls, which is a nonfiction book about the girls who painted radium dial watches and clocks and what happened to them in the 1920s. And it is heartbreaking, but it is also fascinating. I'm about halfway through. So if you want some good history about radium and the industry of painting radium dials, I suggest you check it out. So that's all I got for you. It's supposed to be rainy this week, so that's another great reason to stay inside and stitch. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you have a good stitchy week. So long, and thanks for all the stitch. Bye.